is one of the most interesting video, right? Because you're going to see police exposing themselves without being pushed to the corner. And if you think I'm joking, wait until the end of this video because I'm about to prove to you what I'm saying to you, right? Somebody said the fact that Mogane Ntanzi was arrested for many cases, but he only confessed to the Meyiwa case out of all these other cases. It's a proof enough that he was under duress, meaning he was forced to confess to that crime, right? Then somebody says, I hope the person who's being protected is worth being protected because bodies are piling up. Well, this comes after the assassination of a certain woman, the late widow to the late Brigadier Ndlovu, right? Who we all know how he died, right? Then there is this other person that wrote the following and said, don't forget the fact that the AVL was created to counter the argument and the proposition coming from Mogane Ntanzi, and the proposition was that the state had tortured him, and because of that, it was damning allegation that was really posing a threat to their career, and therefore they tailored the AVL to protect themselves. Something we are starting to see that it's not usual. Remember in the interview I had with Attorney Tobane, when he said that the normal way of handling a case is that during a pre-conference trial, documents must be handed by the state to the defense, documents that are going to be used against the accused, number one. Two, it is the onus rests upon the state to prove its case against the accused beyond reasonable doubt. But he said, it is for the first time you see that the defense must prove themselves innocent, whereas the normal way of doing things, the accused are not supposed to be proving themselves innocent. In fact, they need to poke doubt in what the state is bringing. Do you understand that? So if you understand that, then you're going to understand the meaning of the AVL. But before I get into more details about this, are you interested to know more about all of this? If you are interested, then you need to stick around. As you stick around, there are just few things that I'm requesting from you guys. Number one, subscribe, like the video, comment in the comment section below, share this video, watch this video until the end. Please watch the ads. That's how you financially contribute to this YouTube channel. Well, speaking about financially contributing to this YouTube channel, you can join, become a member of this YouTube channel from as little as 20 Rand a month. Also, you can actually donate to the channel. There's a button called thanks. Look, it's a once-off thing. It's a once-off thing. You can donate from as little as 14 Rand a month. Right. Speaking about all of this, maybe you need to donate your ears and your time as you listen to this video. You need to donate it until the end of this video, because here I'm coming with different information or different thinking. You know what I'm saying? Most of the things that I'm about to say today does not come from me, but it comes from other people. So you need to understand where they're coming from. But before, let me read this before I look. Somebody says the fact that accused number 2 only confessed about Senzo out of many cases he was investigated for shows that the torture allegations are true. He was tortured, and was tortured to agree to this matter as the police failed to arrest the deceased real murderer. Right? Have you noticed that when I use the word torture, you know what I'm saying? Murderer. So I always have a way of saying it without saying it. You know what I'm saying? It's intentional. It's because of the YouTube algorithm, right? So this person says, now I'm sitting here and I'm like, wait a minute. It's funny how this individual only confessed to one crime out of many. It's funny. Isn't that strange that he only confessed to the Meyiwa case out of the other cases? Isn't funny? Okay, you think I'm joking? Let's continue. This was from Uclumsy. And then somebody says, whosoever is being protected, I hope is worth it, because the bodies are piling up and still nobody who was in the house when Senzo Meyiwa was shot has been arrested so far. Now, remember that the first one was saying the bodies are piling up. Then somebody says, Patricia Marshall Oti, the wife of the late Brigadier Ndlovu, was assassinated on Sunday after receiving a post-mortem result that her husband was indeed poisoned at the braai arranged by former colleagues. Brigadier Ndlovu died suddenly days before he was due to testify in the Meyiwa case. Doesn't that raise an eyebrow? Doesn't that say anything? You know what I'm saying? But before I say anything from my own thoughts, I want you to listen to this. Watch this video until the end, because I'm gonna bring this a different dimension of how other people are seeing this, how other people are viewing this. Please note, this is not my, in other words, we must give credit to those people, you know what I'm saying, because it just shows that people are creative out there. They see things, and so I'm not the threat. There are other people out there. You can remove me, you can kill me, because I must tell you guys that I'm faced a lot of that threat, you know what I'm saying, and at some point I was told that I was going to be arrested. Guess what? Because if they can't kill me, they're going to build a case against you. Things that I was told, like, straight into my face, that they're going to do that, you know what I'm saying? Because apparently I'm paparazing too much, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking too much. I don't know, because I'm only dealing with an existing evidence that is out there, but because I'm dealing with this evidence that is out there, guess what? I was told by somebody that out of the people that are, in terms of content creation, you are number one in the list of people that need to be removed. And I don't understand why. You know what I'm saying? That's how far they are willing to go. Mogane has been saying Tanzi should tell the truth, stop lying, but now it seems like he's the one who is lying, not Tanzi. Hey, when Mapule, Mabule, it's not Mapule, Mabule. I get what you're saying. Now, listen to this one. Listen to the following. Lol, be mindful of the fact that this AVL evidence was compiled to rebut Ntanzi's version, but it is kicking the state's ass, right? Sorry, guys. Baloyi's mom only interjects here and there. Underscore auspicious, right? Then somebody says, the accused are laughing when Sergeant Mogane said the food was for him, Mabena and Ntanzi. Ntanzi shake his head in denial. So today is Wimpy, not KFC. The problem about lies is that you need to say this lie to cover up that lie, but you can't go back to the first one. So you need to continue. You need to say this lie and then cover it with this lie. And from this lie, you need to cover this one with this one. And you need to cover this one with this one. You know, it just continues to be the cycle. That's the problem about lie. With lies, in essence, you can never be consistent in lying. You need to keep lying. You know what I'm saying? That's how women sometimes catches you. They ask you questions about cheating, about certain things while they are busy investigating you because, hey, that gender, they are forever investigating us. Hey. We are not talking about women, we're talking about AVL. Yes, the focus must be there. The AVL must also show where they brought the KFC. And then somebody says, no, where are the tokens in all of this? Wait a minute, it's so funny that the AVL does not prove the stops like you took. That's why you wanted and that's why you needed an expert, because an expert, we would like to know, okay, if then they deviated, we would like to know, okay, where is this? An expert will be able to say, where you deviated, there is either a wimpy, a garage, or what. They will be able to tell us all those information. But now we are not told as to about the AVL, as to when you deviated, what was there? We just told about the stop. You know what I'm saying? So that's the problem. Number two, GPS coordinates are not explained by the current witness, but we're supposed to believe. Guys, let me tell you this. GPS is so funny. Sometimes when you are putting a location, even in your own phone, right? You put a pickup location to a destination, right? What it does, sometimes it gives you numbers. Those are GPS coordinate, right? They can coordinate exactly how you should go. You understand what I'm saying? They matter. Those numbers, sometimes you see the dash, zero, what. Those numbers, look, those numbers, you can copy them somewhere and punch them. You'll still get the same information. They are important. Let me just say so. They are very important to get a point. Before I expand much on that one, Now, here's another expose, right? The state is doing self-exposing, right? But what I said in the beginning, it's just not even 10% of the real problem. The real problem starts here again. And look, now listen, and the dangerous Tanzi was only left with Mabena and Mogane. Mogane went to the shop and he didn't attempt to escape. That's where our problems start, right? You see, you give us this AVL, you give us the idea that you are a good person, right? We follow the idea that you are a good person, you are a good cop, you think for him, right? The next day, he's about to confess. You bring all these heavily armed people for the same guy, but you are with the same guy. He was guarded by one person. What makes you think that when he's about to confess, you now suddenly need to have a whole tactical people that are supposed to be guarding you? Where were they? Why those people were not with you when you were at the garage? Because Ntanzi is this dangerous. Do you see the inconsistency with these people? You see the problem with lies, they will catch up with you. One way or the other, the problem with lies and shortcuts, it's going to catch up with you. So now, notice this first one, the dangerous Ntanzi. One who needs a SWAT team when he's going to confess. Do you remember that? But today, that dangerous Ntanzi, he's left with one person. And there's no record that he attempted to escape. Now, sorry guys. There's another one. But this one is so quite interesting, eh? Do you remember that this movement is happening during what? COVID-19, right? And that's why I said to you, you are about to hear more and more of this. Somebody says, I'm lost. Fast food joints were not operating. It was during the hard lockdown COVID-19. COVID-19 was at its peak. Do you see that? So, somebody's going to try and answer this one in the later stage, right? To say, tell us about COVID-19 because this was at the peak of the pandemic. So most outlets were closed. So you speak of them as they were open and you know what I'm saying? Where were you buying this food? You know, expose number 2. Let's continue. Ntanzi ate Wimpy, KFC, and Simba chips. Maybe they bought him because they were very maybe they bought for him because he's very dangerous, right? They were saving they were saving their lives. Mogane is a good person, shame. They don't even want their prisoners to get bored. The sarcasm here. Eti mabule em. Look, I get what you are saying. Okay, ask continue. Maybe he had connection, guys. He probably called the manager at Wimpy to open for him. It happened. Remember the question that people were asking, good time. Well, it was the peak of COVID-19, outlets were closed. So how did you get that food? You know what I'm saying? How are you able to get things open for... remember I said to you guys, somebody's going to answer. I knew that this was coming up at precious_755 for Thai. Guys, maybe these guys have got connections, you know. They made a phone call to say, hey, how will you impilafo? You know what I'm saying? Because we can't justify the fact that how did you open? How did you get it in? Because come on, people were, it was during COVID-19, you know what I'm saying? Outlets were closed. We were at the peak of the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? That's the second question that became an expose to themselves. Now, then let's continue. This Mogane guy doesn't know what he puts himself into. How can you say you violated a speed while you were driving at 10 kilometers per hour? Hi guys, to those who don't understand driving, how do you say you're violating as a speed when you're driving at 10 kilometers per hour? So basically he is saying there is a traffic fines which defense must ask him to bring. Okay, when I'm dead. That's why I said to you guys, among guys, we'll catch up with you. But Mogane isn't a place not in the northwest. I don't know. During a hard lockdown, fast food stores were closed. How did you buy Wimpy? You see, a lot of people are asking that question. Why did Mogane violate a speed limit? Because it was under COVID-19 and the AMPT was sweeping the road for him. There was no traffic and not necessary to speed. You see, now that point. You see, the problem with lies, guys, they're going to catch up with you. And it's going to be difficult to counter this. Okay, guys. Now, I want you guys to explain this to me because, I don't understand. It is during the peak of COVID-19 and cars are not there, so you don't need even an assistance. There are few cars on the road. You can run at a speed that you want because there are few people, right? So I want to understand, when you talk about these things, right, they will make you want to hide yourself because I don't want these people to get me. You know what I'm saying? So I need to hide myself now. But before I hide myself, guys, I want you guys to tell me this. Ugoti, how do you justify the fact that it was during COVID-19? Number one, we caught them with the fact that outlet stores were still not, some of them were closed. Most of them, in fact, were closed, right? It was during COVID-19. Number two, we said that Danzi confessed to this crime, but he only confessed to the Meiwa case. What happened to the others? You know what I'm saying? He should have actually confessed to other crimes as well. But it doesn't make sense that he only confessed to this one, specifically this one, out of all the cases that is being investigated on, right? The number three thing is that, well, at that time, the roads would have been easy because it was during COVID-19, so cars were not on the road. So it doesn't make sense. Some of the things that are being said there, it doesn't make sense. So let me rather wear my dimmer. Maybe it's going to make sense if I'm wearing this. Maybe it's going to make sense. But, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to hide from them. Okay. So somebody said Danzi was on a holiday, driving around was driving around, eating at Wimpy. Satan Mogane is a good cop, taking care of a dangerous criminal who just confessed in murdering the celebrity. guys, oh, at Miss KR77. Ngiyakuza lapho Miss KR77. Hey guys, hi khona asibakhiphe laba sibabeke la. Yeah, Otiga Obunye, that dangerous criminal Ntanzi was on a tour inside the police. That dangerous criminal Ntanzi was on a tour in a police van. Let's leave that one. I'm not gonna entertain at my paid _015. Okay, they were speeding like a crazy people while Tanzi was in a car and handcuffed. They didn't care about him getting injured, yet they care about his they cared about his boredom. You see, that's another problem. The problem about lies, now it's lie number 4. So you care about him, about his boredom, but you don't care about his injuries. You know what I'm saying? It really doesn't make a lot of sense. Maybe to you it does. I don't know. I'll hear from you guys. This one came from at MA MALEM. That same person says, we are tired of Satan Mogane. They should bring us Mahola tomorrow so that on Friday we get Gininda. I doubt we're gonna I doubt we're gonna get Gininda on Friday. You know why? Because I doubt it because tomorrow we're gonna have this guy being asked a lot of questions. I suspect Advocate Mshololo is gonna be ready, and it will be we might find that one or two local. Okay, let me say. Usually, Umnisi and Numalo wouldn't ask questions, but it will even delay it even further if one of those decide that they want to ask questions. So it's gonna be Mgomezulu, one of those maybe between Umnisi and Numalo, then Mshololo. So then it drags it a little bit further, and then day after tomorrow, probably if they are done tomorrow, day after tomorrow, then we've got Umahola. So we might have Ukininda next week. You know what I'm saying? Now, looking for a hoodie after 6 years. He was keeping it as a trophy, ne? At Agent Smith ZA. Hey, agent, I get you. He's like, yes, this is the hoodie I was wearing when I completed the mission. That is what he is basically saying, right? They should investigate all the cases that Baloyi has won. There is something wrong with his conduct, and that's why he won those cases. Oh, I can't wait to hear Mr. Kininda's version because Mogane is listen to the following, right? Listen to the following. I can't wait to hear Mr. Kininda's version because Mogane is misrepresenting the truth. How can you buy a dangerous criminal KFC, Simba Chips, and Wimpy? And the sarcasm here. At Mosole 2102-527. You know what? Yeah, let's leave people and this their commentary. Okay, so somebody says, what was the reason? It is a very important question because as the case unfolds, then you begin to ask yourself certain questions. Say, hi God. What happened? You know what I'm saying? Those are the things that you begin to ask. You're like, right. Look. They buy criminal suspect food for their choice. They keep them entertained. They travel the mall with them. When you have a problem and you need police to assist you, they say there are no cars. That's another expose number 5. Right. So these cars are busy transporting one dangerous criminal. You know what I'm saying? I must put my sunglasses. These cars, they are busy transporting a dangerous criminal. You know what I'm saying? So how many cars are out there transporting this dangerous criminal? You know what I'm saying? So all these cars are there transporting this dangerous criminal, right? But here's the funny part about it, right? He's dangerous only when he has to make the confession, but he's not dangerous when they have to entertain him. He's not dangerous when they want to kill. Look, you know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense. Like, guys, you know, I need to hide myself under these sunglasses when I say certain things because wow, it's so funny as, but it's funny while it's not funny how these people are. Like they are belittling our intelligence, yes. The more they speak, it's the more we have more questions. That's the funny part about it. I need God to hear our prayers and reveal the real truth in this case. At K_Nangula. Loko at Bulem Uti. Since Rata took over, the case is moving fast. The only thing he's supposed to learn is to keep quiet, listen, and take notes. I'm lost, people. I'm lost now, people. So while en route to Poken, was the escorting already in place? Pella, when you escort, you follow the lead most. Firstly, they stop at a mall where then Wimpy. We don't hear anything about the escort. You know what I'm saying? But now that we're asking questions, chances are we're gonna hear that. I'm telling you. But it's fine. Tanz is shaking his head. Haibo, Wimpy, take away. All right. Okay. Let's get a different perspective. Okay. Somebody says, right? New evidence not divulged in evidence in chief. That means an evidence that was not given during the evidence in chief. It only appears there and there. You know what I'm saying? Number 1, the memory stick. Number 2, waiting for 2 hours for a memory stick. Number 3, traffic on the road for 10 km per hour. Number 4, sparkling water and chips. KFC. We also know the witness is not even close to being an expert. I don't know ODO readings. Look, when you ask about what are these numbers, what do they mean? I don't know. That's what Mogane said. You know, it's not me. You know what I'm saying? That was at that guy's world, right? So somebody then says a 15-minute adjournment is going to come back with a more cover-ups. Hey, yeah, yes, people are so. But let's continue. Where are the docket that witness was asked to bring all along? When I am asking the same questions too. Rata has just lost it. I can't dispute. Look, I can't dispute I can't dispute the fact that expert analysis experience cannot come only from attending formal education. At this point, the sergeant do not have a historical or history of an AVL analysis to understand its report. In other words, yes. Okay, let me show you what this person is saying. The example that he made was that of a person that has seen how surgeries are done, but has never participated because of that did not have an education. But that same person became help in terms of telling the other how to operate that. Thus, that person was an expert. You know what I'm saying? He have seen it many times because he was there cleaning. But you're talking about a person that has never even worked at that field. For instance, you can call us YouTube experts when we have been YouTube. For instance, I started YouTube in 2018. You know what I'm saying? I only started to get a bit of, I wouldn't say success, but just YouTube started paying me in 2022. You know what I'm saying? And even then, I think it was about, my first salary was about 8,000 something rand. The first time, but it was 9,000 because I first received 4,900 this week, and then a week later I received the other 4,000. It was 8,000 if not 9,000, because the other one was 4,500, while the other one was 4,900. But I've been long in this industry, you know what I'm saying? I've been there, you know what I'm saying? From 2018, it's 2023, so you can count 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So now we are on 6 years onto this thing. You can somehow call me, not necessarily, I'm not an expert, I'm saying, in terms of the experience and the example that was made by Judge Ratama Khwatleng. He said that you can be called an expert based on the number of years and the experience that you have acquired in that field, though you don't have an academic. So I've been on YouTube, I've been doing YouTube all these years, right? So here's the question then. This guy has never worked on analyzing things like that. So how would you say or think that is an expert when he has never worked on that thing? It's not, guys, come on, let me not exalt this point too much, right? The case must not be dragged to next year. I hope it gets concluded by next month. At Frankfurt, listen, Frankfurt, it's never going to conclude at this month. Forget, next month, forget. We are still within a trial. Look, we are still doing what we call a trial within a trial. We're still waiting for the likes of Gininda, who will probably take longer, because I believe most of the lawyers have got questions that they want to ask from Gininda. You know what I'm saying? So Gininda is a lead investigator. So we haven't even started with Gininda. I don't know how many people are there before Gininda. You know what I'm saying? So we might find that there's another witness. We know Sergeant Mogola is coming, but we don't know who is coming after Sergeant Mogola, right? We can only hope that Sergeant Mogola is the last one before Gininda. But I can tell you this, Gininda will take longer on the stand. And then when we're done with Gininda, because Gininda is a lead investigator, have you noticed that everything has got Gininda, Ndlovu, Gininda, Ndlovu, Gininda, and Ndlovu is dead? By virtue, Gininda must answer a lot of questions, right? But what is going to be the saving grace is that we are in a trial within a trial. All his evidence will be just channeled towards this thing, trial within a trial. And then Gininda is still going to come back in the real trial as well. So I forget. We're still going to hear when all these 100 and what witnesses are done and they are done and dusted with. We are going to get what we call it arguments from the lawyers. They're going to argue, they're going to argue. Now they will no longer be witnesses. Once they are done with their arguments, then you are now ready to hear the verdict from the judge. The judge might take his time. Sometimes the court can find you guilty and not give you a verdict on the same day. And the court might say, you are found guilty, then come and get your sentence. And if you want me to prove, because in court these days we work with studies, Thembinkosi Silonche is one of those. Thembinkosi Silonche was found guilty, or I think it was on June, if I'm not mistaken, early June 2023. Look at the month, it's November now. He hasn't been sentenced. But he was found guilty then. Till today, he has never been sentenced. That should speaks volume of the fact that you can be found guilty and be sentenced later on. That's still dragging, you know what I'm saying? So I'm saying you can deliver that judgment of whether they are found guilty or not, but still deliver a verdict probably next week. That's still time consuming as far as you wanting it to end as soon as possible. So it's never going to be possible. I just don't want to create unnecessary hope. With this trial, I'm still saying to you, just wait. Next year, if we finish next year, March, April, I think that will be the earliest. That will be the earliest from what I'm seeing. Okay, then somebody says, Advocate Lumalo clearly doesn't FW Rata. I'm not sure about the FW abbreviation as to what it stands for. You will tell me in the comment. Then he says, he can't even pretend I love this for him. Now somebody says, and the state is still struggling to bring that evidence. The defense should check if the wimpy really had a transaction at that time, and the meal that was brought, and what method was used to pay. This is interesting. You know what it does? I remember reading a lot about women and all the stuff. Now, okay, I know you say, but Bongan, what's the relationship between Wimpy, this Senzo Mayowa case, and women now? What are you saying? We're not talking about women. No. But relax. Let me explain. I remember not long ago, I had a lot of stories of women who caught their boyfriend cheating. You know how they caught them? How they caught them? They went into the bank statement and look at how they spend money. You know what I'm saying? So the word method, that means if it was paid via a bank account or via swiping, then we can look at the bank statement. The bank statement will tell us, so and so swipe this and this on this date. If it was Mabena, then we go to the bank account of Mabena along those days, and we check what did Mabena swiped for. Did he use cash? Things like that. You know what I'm saying? And we can actually go to the Wimpy and say, at this particular, because the AVL has got the exact time and the date. So what we then do, because I think this outlet can keep records, I think up to 5 years backward, right? So we are in 2023. We are left with 2 years before they can destroy those files, right? So we can go back to them and say, on 2020, at about this time and on this date, please check for us a person who purchased something like this, because they already know what they purchased. We want to know the order around that, you know what I'm saying, and check the orders around that time to get a point. So it's easy to get that information. But let's continue again. The way Rata uses his fingers or his hands and fingers to point at the defense has element of arrogancy and being a bully. I don't even understand why he sometimes uses his meekly finger or at Cinnabon. Right. Then somebody says, why should the AVL evidence be confined to the version of dancing only? The AVL evidence should also cover a whereabout and the location of Mogane as per his evidence. It must be conclusive. Underscore auspicious. I get exactly what this person is saying. And remember the comment I read, it was answering this question, it was to say, remember what the AVL, it is there to prove or to rebut Ntanzi's version. In other words, to counter the damage caused by Ntanzi's allegations against police. Hence, they've gotten to a point of getting this, but it is tailor-made, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't speak volume about other things, it only speaks volume about what Ntanzi said, Though I understand what you're saying, clearly, and I'm in favor of it, right? Rata, the right to a fair trial is not only for the accused, it is also for the state and the public, which is represented by the state. I've got a question here. You can't say that the South African Republic or the Republic of South Africa is represented by the state when more than 80% of people does not believe that the people who are there are the right killers. I'll give an example about it. When I got the allegation, look, when I got the death threats about, because I'm doing the Senzo Meiwa case, and the news that other people want to see if they can build cases against me so that I can shut my mouth and all the stuff. I remember certain people saying to me, Bongan, they can shut your mouth or they can try to do whatever they want to do. The bottom line is that, look, we will be more convinced that they are dirty if they try doing that. You know why? Because even now we don't believe as the public that these are the right people. So about the state representing public interest in this case, no, it's not the case. I think this case, the defense represent the public interest. You know what I'm saying? Someone tell Rata, we as the public says that, we as the public says that, say that the trial isn't fair. This fair trial is to him, Baloi and Gininda. When it's Sinabom, I get you, eh? I get you. All right, okay, ask Lule Glenn. This comment, okay, I think we have reached the end of this information here. So yeah, I still stand by my words when I say the state got exposed today. Number one, the outlet were closed during those times. So who opened for you when you were busy buying food because outlets were closed? Two, the roads were empty because it was during the peak of COVID-19. Do you remember, guys, that back then they even brought us army, so we couldn't move, you know what I'm saying? So we couldn't really move because there was army, you know what I'm saying? So roads were empty. You didn't even need an escort. Number three, Ntanzi is being investigated for many cases, but only confessed to one. Why? You know what I'm saying? That is not it explained to us as to why did Ntanzi only confessed to only one criminal offense when there were many cases against him that has not yet been explained to us at this particular juncture, right? Then the other thing that we also got was that the AVL is only answering concerning Danzi's allegation. Now they are just rebutting Danzi, which is not basically the ideal from the state. The other thing, we caught them lying many times here, right? I'm just looking at the summary of everything. Oh yes, we also learn from this that Bongane and Tanzi, they travel with him because of his boredom. And when they got into the mall, one of them is going into the shop. He's leaving Tanzi with one man. Tanzi doesn't escape. But when Tanzi is about to confess, and Tanzi therefore needs a team that is highly skilled, which is something that is so funny, that when he's about to confess, suddenly he becomes dangerous. You know what I'm saying? That he needs a SWAT team around him. So we asked ourselves a question. Wait a minute, what is going on here? Have you guys spoken the truth as you should, or you basically lying against us, or you're lying in our eyes? Whatever, I know it doesn't really make sense. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about this person that said, oh, I forgot the issue of a hoodie. That 6 years later, they are still searching. They went into Bongane Tanzi's house where they were searching for the hoodie. At that time, it was 6 years. So you think that he might have kept a hoodie that would have incriminated him 6 years later. Was that a trophy? You know what I'm saying? No. Then don't forget what we said. We came across a comment that says, dangerous criminal and Tanzi was on a van. was touring, you know what I'm saying, on a police vehicle, right? Yeah, a lot of people are just saying that they can't wait for Ukininda a lot. So yeah, those are some of the things that we got into this trial, things that we ourselves today we don't necessarily understand. Guti, how did we come up, or how did we arrive here? Maybe, guys, out of everything that has been said here, maybe you do have just different opinion. You are allowed every opinion or whatever you want to say. It is allowed here. Let me hear all of your comments in the comment section below. You and I, guys, will see each other in the next video. But until that next video, God, people, please take care.